Hello guys, I've been noticing that I don't like the pictures I'm getting from my X200 Ultra despite its fantastic hardware, so I decided to compare it with my old Lumia 1020. As you're going to see with me, I think smartphone photography is going downhill. The hardware is getting better, but we are getting over-processed pictures. I can only blame Vivo's choice of processing, aggressive noise reduction, and AI. The processing is bad at least when compared with Oppo or Xiaomi Ultra devices. The main camera of the Vivo is about 74mm in area versus 55mm of the Lumia. So take a look at the settings for X200 Ultra and Lumia 1020. Okay, you can see the settings. I use raw lighting. I tried -100, but I noticed it was too soft for my liking. So -50 is a good compromise. I took some pictures in standard and pro modes. I will show my pro mode results at the end, so stay tuned. All the images are shot in 12 megapixels and 50 megapixels modes. For video recording with this X200 Ultra, I prefer MC Pro 24fps because it can record 16-bit RAW footage. The only problem I have is that the cinema DNG sequence that it generates is not properly named, so it can't be easily imported into DaVinci Resolve. I hope they fix it in the future. It also does fantastic 10-bit log with any color space and gamut combination, and does that without frame drops after 10 minutes like Motion Cam Pro. In Lumia 1020, I captured in 5 megapixels JPEG and 38 megapixels DNG. I found the RAW file to have enough information that I need to recover the highlights and shadows. Most times you'll be seeing the JPEG version and sometimes you'll be seeing the DNG versions, but I don't try to edit it in any way, just simple highlight recovery, that's all. Now, I think we have to compare these two phones to each other. We will compare the colors and details with reference to Canon R5C. Canon R5C is a hybrid full-frame camera with a 45 megapixel sensor. We will compare the two phones to see how close the colors and details are to the reference picture. Firstly, we start with objects and then humans. X200 Ultra has the most balanced hardware I've seen on a phone, even though I prefer to have a 1-inch sensor main camera. This is the reference. Can you guess the phones? Well, the left is Vivo and the right is Nokia. I can tell that the color of this fence is correct on the Lumia. I was surprised when I finished shooting only to see that the picture was looking odd on the Vivo. Look at the tiles on the R5C, then look at it again on the Lumia. then this was outdoors. How do they compare on colors, color temperature and details? I think the color from the Lumia is more accurate. This was shot in a dark room. This is a picture taken from 35mm from an R5C and Vivo, but the Lumia only has 26mm for human photography. This is sunset. How do you see these two pictures? To me, I prefer the Lumia. Same thing here, as the highlight is much controlled and the skin tone is more accurate on the Lumia. I can say the same thing too. The skin tone is more accurate on Lumia. I changed the subject and I noticed the same thing. The skin tone is more accurate on the Lumia. Same pattern here. I decided to compare the Lumia to R5C. Since I've established that the Vivo has processing issues, look at the R5C and the Lumia. Are they similar? See another shot. This was taken indoors with an overhead light. I don't think these two phones are comparable, apart from the photos. The Lumia video can only go up to 1080p 30, which is not very useful nowadays. It generates one of the best full HD footage I've ever seen on mobile, but lacks stabilization. Also, when taking pictures, you need to focus before you shoot, otherwise you're not getting anything in focus, and that's a big con. That said, the Vivo is snappy and easy to use. I decided to play some old games for performance testing, and I can say they are pretty good. Playing Asphalt 8 was nostalgic. Other phones that get me closer to the Lumia are Oppo or Xiaomi, as they have characteristic pictures that don't go for a smartphone styled look. They have reduced sharpening, noise reduction, and unique style. They are not closer to a real camera. At least they give you their own vibe with less processing. So, in conclusion, I think Vivo needs to add AI toggle and improve image processing. I was excited by raw lighting, only to be disappointed with the results. In fact, some of the settings here don't seem to do anything and are broken. So I hope by the time X300 Ultra is released, we will see improvements. Also, when using the Vivo to capture the Lumia playing game, you can see some weird artifacts like in most Chinese phones, even when you are using the stock or Blackmagic cameras. The only apps that don't have the issues are Motion Cam Pro and MC Pro 24 FPS. For the Pro mode, after my experiments, I found out that the only way to turn off AI, sharpening and noise reduction is by shooting a 50 megapixels RAW in all lighting situations. Shooting 12 megapixels RAW will add slight noise reduction, but it is far better than raw lighting in the auto mode. Thanks for watching and please subscribe. Bye.